And then in the last few minutes here, I'd like to talk about the fifth lesson for me, the lesson of refuge. Life is often a hard trail, and hopefully it's also a long one. To walk it all, to walk it with joy and peace and love, we all need refuges. People, practices, places, and things that fuel us, that protect us, that repair us, that give us sanctuary. Refuges like finally getting home after a long day at the hospital and being able to sleep next to your wife. Refuges like a chocolate chip cookie, a hot shower, a quiet sunset, or a poem from David Whyte. Also classic refuges like the community of fellow practitioners, or wisdom teachings, or great teachers, or reason and science. What feeds your own heart? What are some of the important refuges that have meant a lot to you, and how could you spend more time in them? One of the great refuges, of course, is other people, or relationships altogether, including our own sense of lovingness. As I've said, we're the most social species on the planet, and the sense of love is the primal refuge. It's the universal medicine, because it meets all three of our needs. It's a fundamental signal of safety. It's also very rewarding, and of course, love, broadly defined, connects us with others. This is, of course, an image of Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers. He says here, "When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.'" Right? One of the more remarkable YouTube videos you can find is Mr. Rogers accepting an Emmy Award for Lifetime Achievement. After saying the few obligatory things, he looked around the room and he reminded all the fancy people there, all the makeup, all the plastic surgery, all the fancy dresses and suits and tuxedos and jewelry, all the beautifully masked people in the room, that they were each there because someone had loved them into being. And then he said, he was brave enough to say, "And I'd like to ask you to take 10 seconds now on national television to remember someone who has loved you into being." And you can see in the faces, you can watch it on YouTube, it's amazing. The initial shock and defensiveness, oh my God, this is really happening here. And then, as these 10 long, beautiful, heart-touching seconds ticked by, the masks began to fall and the tears began to flow. So I'd like to invite you right now, as we finish up, to consider who has loved you into being. Mr. Rogers asked his audience to take just 10 seconds, but because we're therapists, we're hardcore, I'll take 60 seconds here. And as Mr. Rogers said, I'll keep time. So for 60 seconds, who has loved you into being?